Hello. Well, the beginning of this was a mess. Anyway. Sir David the Bard. I want to take a look here at the camera, make sure. Yeah, there I am. Listen. Sir David the Bard coming to you from Kangaroo City down here in Australia. I have a hiding place. It's like Carlsbad Caverns, so that the Danites and the Mormons can't find me. I got my trusty... what a character. Okay, I got my trusty 45, and I have my permit to carry it concealed. The Bard can protect the Bard. So anyway, I got a show today for you that has helped me a lot. You know, I've lost 22 pounds, and I have a nutritionist that has helped me. Now, I have to tell the truth. I'm not going to tell you who the nutritionist is, but I'm going to tell you her techniques and ways of losing weight. Now, losing weight, there's a million things out there. I love to see Marie Osmond. You know, I have such a crush on her. I don't really want Marie as much as I want that 50 pounds that she lost on Nutrisystems. I'll take anything from Marie. Anyway, cute girl. How to lose weight sitting on your fat ass. That's the name of my video. How to lose weight by sitting on your fat ass. Now, I have not been on a treadmill. I have not been on staircases. I've not been in any way exercising. The only thing I do is I get up and I go to the kitchen table, and then I come back. And of course, I go on my little job every day. I didn't think it could be done. I doubted this nutritionist's approach into weight loss. She says no exercise is necessary. Man, where do you sign up? So the Bard goes, let me be number one. And I guess I am. She's going to write a book on how to sit on your fat ass and lose weight. My diabetes is so different, unbelievable. My insulin is cut in half. She cut my insulin in half in 45 days. My A1C I haven't tested yet, but I think it's going to be in the 6s, and it's very consistent. My food is not spiking like it did. Anyway, let me give you some background and some idea here. I wasn't fat ever. All through high school, I was 175 pounds. And I got into my 30s through the 50s. I was, 225 in that area. And suddenly, when I started shooting insulin at 48 years old, when I found out that I was diabetic, it's been an uphill battle. I overshoot the insulin, I get hungry as hell, and I eat a horse. And then I undershoot the insulin, and pretty soon everything is white. And I see Jesus, the Holy Ghost. I see an array of Moroni's. I have to take tablets to bring that sugar back up. So that up and down, those of you that are diabetic, you know what that's about. I always wonder why a person's in a wheelchair when they weigh 400 pounds. That's it. That the sugars are up and down, and they're shooting insulin, they shoot too much, and it's not a technical exactness when you're shooting insulin. Well, anyway, my little $6,000 Medtronic pump has done wonders. And now with the dietitian, I'm getting really close to being normal. Now, don't let me overexaggerate. I'm not normal here. I'll never be normal here, thank God. But my sugars are starting to be quite normal, and I'm down 22 pounds today. Now let me tell you, I don't know if any fat person has ever done a video like this, but I'm going to. When you're fat, you want to go back. You really do. But it's almost impossible. It's almost impossible. I've learned how to sit on my ass and lose weight, and I'm going to have her write the book. I'm not taking any pre-sales. I'm not doing anything like that until she's ready. But I want you to know what being fat is like. First of all, you have to have a pretty strong ego. Being fat is not a popular thing in society. You try to get in an airline seat and you find that the armrest is up your crack. Your butt's not really in the chair. I couldn't put on my socks. I couldn't put on my underwear. I couldn't put on my shorts. The bathtub, you know, it was a challenge in and of itself. It's got like 92 guardrails and handrails on it, and it's like picking up a tanker, or no, not a tanker, a container off of a ship. A ship container kind of loaded me over the bathtub, lowered me in the bathtub. It sucked. It really sucks. You have to have your shirts made and your pants made because Omar the tent maker is the only one that makes anything that large. It's not fun being fat. When I started with my nutritionist, I was at my wit's end. I went to a cardiologist and he said, you have shortness of breath? And I said, all the time. Just getting up and going to the dinner table, I can't catch my breath. Well, it may be your heart. I said, good, let's look at my heart. That will avoid me having to lose any weight. Well, they did a $4,000 test on my heart, and they said it's perfect. Your quad bypass from 10 years ago is perfect. Your circulatory, your valves, everything inside your body except your heart, no, but my heart, is perfect. Now that gave me some motivation because the doctor looked at me and he said, you know what your shortness of breath might be is morbid obesity. I go, God, is that the diagnosis? He says, that's the diagnosis, morbid obesity. Now I don't know what morbid means, but it can't be good when it's followed by obesity. So anyway, I came home and I wanted to lose weight, but if you think I'm going to get on that treadmill and run nowhere, you're crazy. My whole life has been nowhere, and I'm not going to get out there and run on the goddamn treadmill. I'm sorry, I'm not going to do it. So anyway, I said, you know, I want to sit on my ass here and do videos, but I want to lose weight. Well, my nutritionist said, okay, these are the things you need to do. Now, I couldn't hardly get in and out of the car by myself. I mean, I was struggling to get in the car and out of the car. And when I tried to get in, the front seat would run around to the back seat and to the end of the car saying, don't sit on me, don't sit on me. And I said, well, you know, it's your job to hold all this weight. Well, anyway, the nutritionist started on me. Now, here's what we did. I'm going to have her put it in a book. So you can read it, you can buy her book, that's fine. I don't promote things that I don't know about. But I would promote how to sit on your ass and lose weight. That's the name of the book I wanted to produce, and we're in the process of doing that. First of all, I don't know what gluten is, but I don't care. Don't eat it. Okay. The Bart don't eat gluten. Okay. Sugar. I love sugar, especially on my pancakes and honey. Ooh. Instead of sugar, ooh. No sugar. Yeah. Okay, I can do that. No gluten, no sugar. And get rid of the white bread. And get rid of stuffing yourself like Jonah and the whale. Now, I don't know if Jonah was just a bite or if he was a full meal. I don't know those things. But anyway, the portion that you eat, no gluten, no salt, the carbohydrates, and you're going to have to give up all the fast food places, and you're going to have to eat different in a restaurant, and you're going to have to drink so much water, you're going to think you're Niagara Falls. And I go, oh God, I hate drinking water. And well, so your taste buds will come back, and water will taste good to you. And I go, yeah, right. Well, it's true. The things she's told me are true. And here's the results. I mean, I'm still 300 pounds, but God, I'm not 333 pounds. So I'm going backwards, going down in weight, going down in weight. And so she's cooked a little bit for me. Now Mercy's learned how to cook for me. And no salt. And I have to give up, like I said, the fast food restaurants. And my favorite, other than Marie Osmond, my favorite sodas. Man, I love Diet Cokes. Pepsi, Coke, I love Diet. I can't have them. When I have a Coke, my left leg swells up. And I said to my nutritionist, what the hell, how does that leg know I had a Coke? She said, well, there's salt. There's no calories and there's no sugar, but there's sodium. And that sodium salt holds water in your body, and your fat foot testifies to it. And shit, I don't want no fat foot. You know, fat ankles, fat foot, that's not real attractive. So, I cut out the Cokes. The foot's normal. It's normal. It's so normal, I could run after Marie Osmond right now. I couldn't even run to the bathroom before. So anyway, I wanted to give to you some encouragement, some hope. I know there's a lot of you that look at me that are fat slobs, just like I am. Fat slobs, goddamn. Oh, the Bard has a mouth on him. Anyway, there's hope. And I'm telling you, it works. 22 pounds down. Blood pressure on. A1C on. Last one was 6.7 A1C. I have had to learn a new way of living with food. I used to go to the Mexican restaurant. Oh, I love Mexican food and a Diet Coke. Oh, Celestial Kingdom. Marie Osmond's panties on my head. But anyway, now when I go to the restaurant, I order a taco salad and no chicken in the bottom of it because she said they salt the chicken. So I get beans in the bottom and a taco salad. And it's just as good. I love it. I love it. So I can still go to restaurants. I have had 2 cookies over the last 45 days. And they're gluten-free. They're special cookies that she gets. I have snacks, I have nuts, and I have things when I want to munch on something. Now, here's what I think is going to be really important that has helped me. Maybe it'll help you. I don't know. I began to analyze why is it that I eat. Funny statement because I'm hungry. No, I'm not hungry. The reason that I drink so much milk is because when we were growing up, we were a little bit poor. We didn't have milk. We didn't have milk, and we didn't have bacon and eggs. We only had bacon. I'm sorry, we only had eggs, no bacon. We didn't have a lot of money. My parents didn't spend a lot of money on food. So every time someone tries to have me drink powdered milk, I throw up. I can't take it. I love milk. Well, it doesn't do good for me, so now I don't drink milk. I drink water, Crystal Light, and other kinds of, well, mostly water. I have to admit, it's mostly water. And I kept saying to her, well, you know, if I take on a liter of water, aren't I going to weigh a liter of water when I stand on the scale? And she said, well, yeah. At the moment you drink the liter, but after 12 or 15 hours, you'll just pee off 1 or 2 pounds. And I go, whoa, I like that. So when I'm peeing, I just wave to the pee and go, bye-bye, weight, bye-bye, weight. And it's working. I don't take in the salt. I don't take in the Diet Coke. The foot is skinny. I'm one skinny foot, one regular foot. It works. It's a little more complex than that. She has certain diet meals and certain things you eat in certain quantities. I never ate asparagus. Oh my God, an asparagus. I hate those. And the other one, those little trees with the, look like a weeping willow tree. Those little green things, I hated those. But I learned. I've learned to eat things that are good for me rather than things that I want. Here's why I used to eat too much. I hope I've changed. We'll see. The scale doesn't lie. The scale doesn't lie. It's 22 pounds. I ate when I was hungry, especially when I shot way too much insulin. I ate because I was unhappy or moody. I ate because I wanted to celebrate. I ate because everyone else is eating. I ate because it's the best deal on the buffet to stuff yourself to get your money's worth. I ate. There is a million reasons why I ate so much and became so fat. I've had to analyze that. And I've had to analyze one of the things that I've held weight for is when I used to work in residential treatment with delinquent children, we'd have to take them down in a restraint. It's a lot easier for a 250, 300 pound man to take down a teenager and restrain him than it is if I was 180 pounds. So part of my weight gain and acceptance of being large was because I need to be big to intimidate and to make sure I have the weight to pull down someone who's out of control. So it's kind of like, is it Jimmy Buffett that says it's got to be 5 o'clock somewhere? Well, it was always 5 o'clock for dinner everywhere. I loved French fries. I've learned through her program, potatoes are something I can't eat. Potatoes and me don't mix. So I don't eat mashed potatoes, fried potatoes. I don't eat French fries. I don't eat potatoes. I've also learned that corn on the cob. I love corn on the cob. I take that a little bit in moderation, but there's certain foods that she's taught me and we've experimented with that clearly show that I should not be eating that food. Sugar, obviously as a diabetic, but no gluten, no sugar, lots of water, lower the carbohydrates, go to special foods. Now, I never bought special foods for me because we were poor when I was growing up. I never thought I could pay for grass-fed steak. I don't care if my steak eats hay, but now I eat grass-fed steak. I've learned this, my friends. The extra food money that you spend is nowhere near a percentage of the money you're going to spend, and I have spent, altering my clothes, having all kinds of accessories, trying to take a bath. The hundreds and thousands of dollars that we spend being fat doesn't compare to an extra $100 a week or $100 every 2 weeks buying gluten-free bread, gluten-free rolls and things we really love. Then of course the butter is special, and I used to think people who spent all that extra money to be healthy are stupid. Now I've changed. Almost 70 years old, I'm learning. I'm stupid. It's better to spend that extra money and not pay thousands of dollars to have my clothes altered, my suits don't fit, my white shirt doesn't fit, my tie doesn't fit, nothing fits, and I have to be in shorts all the time and expando elastic clothing. It's cheaper to let that weight come down and live with special food that's expensive than it is to try to be cheap being fat. Being fat is way, way, way much more expensive. I did get a wheelchair. Well, there's another $6,000. I've got the computer for my diabetes. There's $6,000. I've got the CCAT machine. I don't know, that's $1,000 to $6,000. I never even looked at the price of that one. All those things because I'm fat. So I've learned, and I'm just trying to pass it on to you. I'm not trying to sell a book. I'm not trying to sell a book. I don't give a rat's ass if you buy your book or you don't buy your book. It's not available yet. But I have learned 22 pounds, and I haven't gotten on a bicycle. I haven't gotten on a treadmill. I don't lift weights. I don't run. I don't do anything to exercise. Now, I know exercise would increase the value of what I'm doing. When you're 330 pounds, you don't want to run very far at all. If you can run to the bathroom, you're lucky. Okay, now I'm down to 312, 311. I feel better. I can walk up a staircase now and I'm not winded at the top of it. I can sit down and eat. Usually I came up the staircase at 333 and I had to run in here and grab an oxygen mask. Hey, what's wrong with that picture? I've learned. Spend the money for the right food, know what the right food is, know what the proportion is, know that you're not going to go to Jack in my Box, you're not going to go to Ronald, and you're not going to do the King, the Burger King. That stuff is so salted that as soon as you eat that burger, and I eat a burger, all of that sodium goes into my cells. Now here's what I understand, and I'm not a microbiologist by any means. There's every cell in our body has water in it. You know that you and I are basically 98% water. Well, every cell has water. And so when you're losing weight, the cell has also important material in it. And so when you're losing weight, you drink water that is hooked inside your body to sodium. The cell swells and gets bigger, and then you weigh more. Well, pretty soon you start to pee out that water, and the cell goes back to somewhat of a normal stance. The thing to do is not take the sodium in to start with. I have special salt. Special salt costs money. I have top sirloin steak, no fat, grass-fed beef, and I learned to spend the extra money to get this weight down and off. This weight causes me to be low in self-esteem. It hurts my ego. It's not who I really am. It's now helped me to get my diabetes under control. This weight embarrasses me. I have to come on before millions of hits, almost 2 million hits coming up now. And, I have to look like this, and the Mormons make fun of me. I guess it's because I make fun of them. Maybe it's quid pro quo. I don't know. But I do know I feel better. I know I have more energy. I know I can walk better. I've been actually able to do my route alone. I don't have to have a navigator with me that does the running. I can get out of the truck now and every day and do my route. I sleep better. I can roll around in bed. Before, all I could do is reach up and grab the safety rails and move my ass over into the bed. And everything else seems to be just falling in place. The weight is what was killing me. And I'm dedicated, and my videos will tell the truth. I'm at 22 pounds gone today. Now, here's what you have to do too on the scale. When I first stood on the scale, it ran across the front room and jumped off the patio balcony. Said, "You're not standing on me." And I go, "You son of a bitch. Get back here. I'll take you back to the big store and trade you if you don't let me stand on you." Well, I was so damn fat, I couldn't see the scale. So I'd say, "How much is it?" They'd say, 491. "You're lying, it ain't 491. Well, they said, "Well, we don't think the scale can go that high." And I said, "Slap it one, it'll go up there." So it did. It went to 333. That's the highest I was ever. Well, now I can see the scale. I can look past my stomach and see the damn scale, and that makes me feel good. Put my own underwear on now, put my shoes on. I actually can put my socks on. Before, I couldn't even put my socks on because I couldn't lean over and reach that far. Just couldn't do it. My balance is improved, greatly improved. I fell down about 3 months ago, and I didn't get hurt, skin legs and that, but I didn't break anything. And I'm realizing that balance had a lot to do. When you take 22 pounds of potatoes and you try to lift them, that's how much weight I've taken off of my legs and off of my body. So my shoes fit better, my clothes fit better. And I am enthusiastic that I don't want to exercise. I know you and you know me. We're old, and we're not going to get on a treadmill and walk like the young people do. We can gently walk around the outside area where we live, or take gentle types of exercise. But how to sit on your fat ass and lose weight is the name of the book that's coming out. And all it's going to do is document what I've done and how I've done it. Like I said, if my 50 pounds of fat can meet Marie Osmond's 50 pounds of fat, you've got 100 pounds of dynamite, if you know what I mean. Now I'm going to tell you something else. Okay? Sexually, he's become alive again. Now, he's not the vibrant 17-year-old he was. Don't let me get that wrong and in your mind. But you know what? Things that weren't working are starting to work, if you know what I mean. I'm saying, good grief, lose weight and grow a weenie? Now there's a book I want to buy. There's a book. I'd pay thousands for the book. So anyway, every system of the body is starting to be purged. It takes a good month or more to purge your body of all the things that you and I have been eating. And your urine is going to change so many colors, you'll think it's a rainbow. They'll think you're gay peeing. So anyway, you will find, as I have found, some joy, some happiness, and some fulfillment. I believe now, I didn't. I believe that Big Macs were my best friend. They're not. I got in the habit of eating Big Macs when I was an insurance agent. I was a member of the MDRT, Million Dollar Roundtable, MDRT. Million Dollar Roundtable. I sold a lot of insurance. And every time I sold a policy, my trainer said, go buy yourself a reward, a Big Mac. Okay, goddamn, I sold so much insurance, I became a 333-pound Big Mac. Well, you are what you eat. I haven't turned into a pussy yet, but you know, I could go for that, I don't know. I don't go to Big Macs anymore, and I don't, oh God, Carl's Jr., I love that California burger, the bacon Western cheeseburger, the bacon. I've learned, drive by. I'll tell you something else that we need to learn is get our eyes off that damn television set. When they show me all the shrimp and lobster, not lobster, but the lobster and all the shrimp you can eat over at Sizzler, I'm running out the front door. There's my exercise. And when you can get 15 McNuggets at 15 cents a piece over at Burger King, I'm in line. Not anymore. I've learned now that those television commercials, I just ignore and I turn off. And I start to say to myself, do you want to be fat? Do you want to be reasonable? Do you want to be fat? Do you want to be reasonable? And when they bring the cookies home and they bring home all of the fancy little things, I don't eat them. I'm sorry, I just don't eat them because I would rather be slimmer. And I do eat the vegetables, I do eat all of the fruits, a lot of vegetables, a lot of water. But the special diet, I can have anything. The book will show you, and the nutritionist will teach you how much to eat and when to eat and how it works. Now your weight's going to vary a little bit, you know. Don't get discouraged. Just 2 or 3 days, you may hang at one weight. In fact, you may even gain a pound. But then suddenly, it'll come off. You'll pee it out, you'll crap it out. Pretty soon, the scale will show what you're really doing. So anyway, I'll give you more on this as I go down this road myself. I'll share it if I can. I do want you to have health in the navel, marrow in the bones, strength in the loins and in the sinews, power to priesthood be upon me and upon my posterity, through all generations of time and throughout eternity. And I'll do the O Pele Ale, oh God, hear the words of my mouth, the true order of prayer, 3 times. I'm going to say this too. With all of my heart and all of my truthfulness. The Mormon Church helped make me fat. No doubt about it. The Mormon Church helped make me fat. When you girls can put on those stupid looking garments and cover up all of the belly rolls and all of the bulges and all of the silliness that you've gotten yourselves into, you feel like you're okay. You're not. And I'm not. This is not okay. And whether you cover it with garments or you cover it with Victoria's Secret has a lot to do with your self-esteem. And the Mormon Church certainly tried to rob my self-esteem over a lifetime, and they did a pretty good job of it. I saved myself at the last minute by resigning. I didn't get excommunicated. I didn't get, people say, well, he couldn't live the standards. Let me tell you something about standards. My standards are much higher than the Mormon Church. As an atheist, I never hated blacks. I never hate the gays. I never hate polygamists. In fact, I don't hate anybody. I don't call people names, being an apostate. I don't make fun of other people, and I don't wish that other people go to a burning hell and their butt burns forever. I don't do any of that. My standards are much, much higher than the Mormon Church. And it's taken me many years to develop that standard and my self-esteem after they robbed me of my childhood and the things that I attribute to the Mormon Church. So anyway, I'll give you more on the book idea. I'll give you more on how the weight is going. You can try it yourself. This Bard is now gone.